Baby dolls, it is very important that you are not with crowd consensus. Look at this. Remember, 7 months ago, crypto mainstream, crypto Twitter friends, they told us that casino coins will do well in 2024 season. Many of them told us that. That was one of the famous type of predictions. Oh, what happened? Completely wrong. Today's episode, I'm going to cover for you PulseChain and some altcoins because you're a baby doll butterscotch biscuit. But I just want to remind you where this all comes from, friend. Look at this. They also told us perpetual trading protocols would go big as well, and AI coins. Now, you might say, hey, AI is cool. They're going up. Nah, it's coins that kind of have the AI name, maybe, and there's no real narrative. It's basically, it's been exposed to the market since the beginning of 2023. So these things don't catch on, friends, unless it hits right and at the right time. And as well, you need Bitcoin breaking the all-time high. So we've seen that. I've shown you with others, altcoin dominance index, the other altcoins and Bitcoin dominance as well. You basically just get to see when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, super risk on sentiment happens. And everybody's trying to guess the narratives in between. They all have been wrong. As you can see, man, the crowd is very wrong. The crowd is very bad at guessing future narratives because they're always thinking like a mid-curver because the mid-curver is the crowd. It's really hard, isn't it? So that's why you hedge yourself by going, you know what? I'm just never going to sell ever and just see where this lands. That's why people say, well, you shouldn't bet more than you can afford to lose. But we all know that's a load of BS. The only way for you to make it is to bet more than you can afford to lose, friends. The wealthiest people in the suburb, in the neighborhood, not one of them said, well, I worked a normal job and I started up this business and I worked my normal job for 10 years on the side. No, it is, I sold everything. I went all in on my business, 100% for 3 years until it was successful. That's it. They literally bet more they can afford to lose. They put the family on the line. They put everything on the line. I'm not a financial advisor. You're just going to have to make your own way. I can tell you what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is fading that crowd, baby. I know crypto is highly volatile. I know people still succumb themselves to fear and greed. And I know crypto is still growing. What did we instead see? We saw Bitcoin JPEGs. We saw even Solana VC grifting season. Also, friends, I have like a bit of a tinfoil hat conspiracy. I think it's really weird that Solana basically has no community and every meme coin on there gets cheated. I'm like, that's strange. It's almost like someone forced the price up so FTX could distribute and then maybe lessen the sentence for Soy Bankman-Fried. I wonder if that's how it's going to play out. It'll just be interesting if that's when we look back in history and go, that was really weird. FTX customers got all their money back, so Soy Bankman-Fried wouldn't have to go to jail for life. It's just strange how the universe works, friends. We also have seen some potential with ERC 404, so that was great, right? Nowhere in 2023 did people talk about liquid JPEGs. They said NFTs were dead. And now we're saying, oh, maybe it's still time to get in. Obviously, I love Gophers, right? Made by Mr. Dipcatcher and Sir Goldkey. So maybe there's a cool community that comes out of it. You can decide, though, if you want to get in. I don't really care. I know I like them. I love them. It might be an options DeFi protocol, peer-to-peer. That'd be great. Just like a DEX is peer-to-peer swapping. Isn't that beautiful? New thing is going to appear in 2024. This is a peppy looking down. Now, friends, as well, look at this as well. Okay, so 7 months ago, from today, 7 months ago, I clearly remember the majority of influencers and reply guys, you know who you are. I'm not going to call you up personally. I'm not that mean. But I remember you all tried to embarrass me. You all said that by the end of 2023 and around 2024 halvening, you were all 100% confident that PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX would be 10x higher than today. The survey said it, and you guys all said it. Instead, where are we now? We are minus 87% lower than the target. Look what reality is. Reality is here. You said would be up here. Okay, so I'm just taking this time to remind you all, the crowd's always wrong, friends. The crowd's always wrong. Now, at some point, the crowd's going to be right. I just don't know how right they'll be. I hope things turn around, but it is what it is. Now, I'm still bullish. Positions unchanged. Everything's sweet. If you're making any money anywhere, friends, rotate in. Cool. Richard Hart's ecosystem still needs a 10x to go back to the all-time high. I think it's still huge compared to the other layer 1 chains and everything. That's still big. Okay. HEX itself needs a 10x just to recover the 2022 damage, not even the all-time high. That's combined HEX. So there's big opportunity there. But remember, the crowd Totally wrong. Once again, no surprises there. I do not want an apology or praise. You can save that for other people. So I don't care. You don't have, I don't want any of this like weird worship king stuff. Don't care about that. I don't want an apology. I don't really care, friends. All right. I'm not here to, I love you all. I'm not here to speak to people out there with opposing views. Okay. We're in markets. Okay. It's a freaking game. Okay. It's just like, does Messi go out on the field in the grand final and try to talk to the other striker? Oh, I might score more goals than you, sir. No. He talks in the game. His actions speak louder than his words. My actions will speak louder than the words. I don't need to come out and call these other people. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I want you to be right, by the way. Because if we were 10x higher, we'd all be 10x richer. I want you to be right. I don't care about being right. I'm here to make money. Okay, that's why 90% call, 10% lottery. Also, what was I saying? During that deep depression zone, friends, right under this big fat arrow down here, I was saying, oh man, it sucks. Crap, SEC is attack Richard, but man, these prices are just too cheap. We shouldn't be down here, man. We shouldn't be down here. Just in case they get them wrong again. Now, you know what's interesting? Every time you bring that people have been wrong, what they say is, no, I was right, but then this big event happened. No, bro. Doesn't work like that, okay? You don't guess the narratives, you guess the price. Okay? No one makes money off narratives. People make money off the prices being up and down. Okay? That's exactly what it comes down to. So no one, you find that people have big egos. They can't just say, I was wrong. Oh, woe is me. I was wrong. I was on the side of the crowd. You have to get over it, man. That's it. Everyone's on the side of the crowd by default. The only way I can figure out the answer is when I talk to everyone. Because I have a default mid-curve position too. And then I realize, oh, crap, we're all thinking the same. You've seen me go through this, some examples, friends. You've seen me. Your friend saw me here with a straight back, right? Very, very nice posture. It's told you that you like to subscribe. Told you how many times, right? I'm like, oh, man, you guys are all thinking the same as me. Crap. I got to change. That's just it. That's markets, the pendulum swinging. So now, though, let's play a bit of Habibi music. Okay? I want to ask you something, friends. Let's go back and look at this chart. I want you to have a look at this chart. Okay, we're 90% lower pretty much than where they said we'd be. Okay? They said it would be 10x higher. So I'd like to ask you this question. Why, after being wrong for all of 2022, 12 months there, all of 2023, 12 months there, why should we trust their 2024 opinion? Why? And also, why should we trust their bull market top prediction? I want to ask you that. Please, I'd like to hear a good answer. Wrong. Okay, sweet. Why are you going to be right now? You clearly don't have a read on the market. Now, I'm not in the business of saying I'm right or wrong. I don't really care about being right or wrong. I know the portfolio. We're playing the whole cycle. That's why, friends, a lot of people, what they'll try to do is they'll try to screenshot me saying, oh, I'm maybe bullish or applying to someone or I'm having fun in one comment out of like 3,000. And they'll try to screenshot it and go, oh, that was the top of the range and it went down. Yeah, who cares, friends? Everybody's playing that game. Doesn't really matter, okay? I've already told you. Worst case, worst, December 2025, that's what we're holding for. And if they want to give us moonshots before that, sweet. But they just keep getting it wrong. They just keep getting it wrong. I am here to tell you, even though their price targets are wrong for the whole thing, it doesn't mean they're wrong about the fundamentals. It's just that how they're reading it is completely wrong. They think, well, the fundamentals are good. We should be up 30x higher. Doesn't have to be like that. Maybe we just get a nice multiplier on the rest of all the other altcoins, okay? So they're not reading the market cycles, the sentiment, the crypto environment. They're not reading that right. So I think we're going to stick to our strategy, the friendship strategy. Do you want to know what the friendship strategy is? No price targets, no expectations. We are just going to patiently wait for euphoria with our fluffy slippers on. And they are right here, friends. You see that? Two cute, fluffy Highland bulls. Moo! That's what we're going to be waiting for. Waiting for euphoria. Waiting and waiting and waiting. Don't forget, Davey Soy Hoffman crying at the bottom. There were all these big signals. It was that region of time. So I already know, friends. I'm already thinking about the future. I'm like, oh man, how am I going to help people by telling them, look, You know, when you buy the bottom of the bear market, you never really get the bottom tick right, but it's a region of time. You know, on average, you're buying from super weak hands, which is what you want to do. So in the bull market, on average, you are selling into super weak hands who are buying, okay? You're selling with these strong hands, basically, pretty much, on average, statistically. That's what basically is going to come. So you don't have to sell the exact top tick. You're never, ever going to get there. And it's very important because the risk of missing it is way too high. The stakes are too high. You know the stakes are too high. HEX dropped minus 96%, for example. Everything just drops minus 95%. That's too much. Look, a 95% drop, but you recover me in about 15 months, okay. But 90% drop, 3 years later, still 90% down, nah, no deal. No deal. I don't care who you are, no deal. You can't tell me that's right, okay? Give me your money for 3 years, you got no return. That's stupid. You know that's stupid. And I don't like using the word stupid. You know that's a bad deal. That's a very bad deal, okay? You know that's bad. Think about the stats as well. Not only is that a bad deal, that's such a bad deal that it's a dangerous deal because you know they locked us up, infinite QE, 0% rates, 16 trillion in negative yielding bonds, Elon Musk shield, and they printed money and told you to stay at home on your couch, play with your willy, and use internet currency to buy crypto. Pretty much that's what everyone was doing in 2021. Yet still, only 1 in 5 coins could touch or break their all-time high. 1 in 5, which literally means 4 out of 5 crypto people are bag holders. 4 out of 5. Everyone in altcoins, 4 out of 5 are bag holders. 1 in 5 are going to make it. Now, of that 1 in 5, not even all of them sell it. But you see this, right? So that's what we're waiting for, friends. So if this dose of reality shocks you, I've never been shocked. I don't know what you're shocked about. I know what you're shocked about. You're shocked that, I'm being harsh, but look, I know why you're shocked. You're shocked that you're like, wait a minute. 10 people told me we would be up 10x. And then this guy, the peanut brain with fluffy slippers, said, I don't trust them. I hope they're right. They're probably wrong. Let's buy more just in case. You're shocked that my one was right. Shocked. Okay. But now you're also walking forward thinking like, wait a minute, but they still have big targets. I want to believe in their big targets. And I'm trying to tell you, friends, they've crossed the road 4 times and they've got hit by a bus 4 times. Clearly, you know what I mean? Literally. They've clearly got a bad read on the market. They don't know what's going on. Do you want to know what's weird? I'm using the 4-year cycle, which is the only thing anybody should be using, and I was able to make my predictions correct. So I'm asking you, Habib, what are you using? The only thing that works is the 4-year cycle. Where are you getting your predictions from? Coins disconnecting, decorrelation. None of these things happen, all right? None of these things happen. You're saying market cap doesn't matter. All the stats, so it does matter. Liquidity and all these friends. We can't disconnect. You understand? You need Bitcoin to break the all-time. All this evidence is there, all the 4-year cycle. I use that to put all the pictures together. I'm like, that's really weird how the evidence says one thing or the data of what's worked in the past, and you guys are still saying super moon and putting everyone's expectations way too high. You basically, what they think they're doing everyone a favor, but they're not, friends. They're dealing you Copamine. Copamine, right? Copamine and Copium. They're dealing you Copium. You're smoking it. They're basically telling you your $1,000 is fine. You don't need to add anything to your bags because it's running on 1,000x. It's literally like the people saying Bitcoin is going to 750K. They're basically telling you all you need is 1 Bitcoin to retire. And what am I saying? No, you don't. You probably need about 12.8, which is an $80,000 Bitcoin, okay? It's literally the same thing. They're not doing you any favors by telling you this thing is going to go so unimaginably high. You don't need it because they don't know what they're saying. I know, friends, from the goodness of my heart and the goodness of their hearts, they don't know they're telling you this, but they are. You know that the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Yes, their good intention is to tell you that this thing is going higher. But what they're actually not doing is they're basically telling you not to buy more. Because you're like, okay, cool. It's been going down. Are you sure this thing's going to go 1,000x? I don't want to risk more than $1,000. Okay, sweet. I'm out. You see what I mean? But there's a lot of things to be still bullish on, friends. The whole crypto industry is still contrarian for everyone, okay? PulseChain, for example, friends, yes, if we put it on a log chart, we get to see the move. Now, this obviously, we have a lot. Look how big this distance is, by the way. This is where everyone said we'd be right now. Everybody literally said we'd be up here. We are down here, okay? So I'm just telling you. Now, on the log chart, just want to show you, everyone expects, see, BitBoy's bull case is 100x. That's the perfect case. So perfect case. Once again, I've got to remind you. But there's a lot to be still happy about. For example, PulseX, friends, the buy and burn is still doing juicy. It's still in the middle of the zone. It is a very strong DEX. It's fantastic to see. You can go through a lot as well. We have Combined Hex. Now, Combined Hex has a lot of ground to make up here. A long way to go, right? I'm just telling you, man. Yeah, I know it sucks if you bought the top, but like, okay, there's 1 in 5 chance your coin will break the high. 4 out of 5 chance it won't. But still, like, Hex is so low that even if it goes back to like 40 cents, you still get a 16x. You know, Chainlink, friends, only gives you a 2.5x to the top. Combined Hex with yield, okay, gives you 16x. That's what you want. It's cheap. All right, but I know what everyone really wants. They want to see the candles go up and up only forever. That's exactly what everyone's here for. Also, some people trying to FUD eHEX, but look, man, this is the rectangle box of BankX's Sell Wall. Okay, so I'll just write BankX Sell Wall here. Okay, so oh yeah, there it is, friends, the BankX Sell Wall. But here's the thing, man, change it to the eHEX ratio. Look at this strength. Okay, now you're saying what strength? Well, look, BankX have a giant offer, and the ratio is still 0.58. It went down to 0.4 when you all said, I deserve the coffin emoji. A lot of people said I made everyone lose all their money, which the crowd was wrong once again, by the way. Friends, you got to understand, man, what I'm doing here. I went against Richard himself for his own original coin. Richard was literally soft fudding eHEX. You all saw it. He basically says, oh, the market has chosen pHEX. And then in a mysterious big BankX donation comes in of eHEX and they start dumping it immediately, okay, and literally spiked up. So maybe this is a flaw happening here. Maybe, okay, maybe. No financial advice, but if a big BankX wall has appeared and the ratio is still 0.58, it tells you, hey, I think we've gotten rid of a lot of weak hands. Now, we don't know there because pHEX could go up and the wall stays there, which means the ratio here goes down. If it does go down, this might be literally free money. You get this double bottom and maybe just comes and shoots up later. That'd be great. But you've also got to look at anything else because if you get that ratio back at 0.4, back to like 0.9, it's about 2.1x. So you got to think, is there any other coin out there that could give you more than a 2x on your hex? You have to see what the prices are as they appear. Now, don't forget, Icosa, friends, Icosa and Hedron still leverage on hex. There's not much else you can do here. You're just waiting for the hex price to go up. This is coming in to pull in on the 21 EMA. They all look the same. Like when it comes to these, friends, none of these have been forgotten. You're just waiting to see. Now, this is such a beautiful chart. All right, you're beautiful. Like, ugh, doesn't look nice. Yeah, it does look nice. It does look nice. Okay, put on a 3-day chart. This just like, man, if this screams up here, that would be just absolutely... Imagine it just goes up here because, man, think about that. That's another, like, oh, man, if this was able to give it to us, that's another like 10x from here. You know, right? It's very, very low market cap. It is the Hex Maxi coin. Why? Because it's an expansion pack on Hex. So it has a very, very unique narrative. It's great. Alex is like a top tier builder, just to let you know, right? Very, very strong developer, contributes to the ecosystem, is a darling, has been missing for quite a while, but it's Bitcoin halving. It's just a matter of time. What about the altcoins though, friends? Now, I can't go through all the altcoins because there's just a freaking insane amount. But if we're looking at, for example, ATROPA, which is, you know, at the heart of the ATROPA ecosystem, I had these fibs drawn out here. See, we're still grinding along this 21 EMA. A lot of people wondering, look, even if these things go down again, I mean, who cares? You just deploy more. Remember, this is ATROPA PLS. So if this, let's say this does go down here, and you actually sit down here, what would I do? Well, if you want to give me these cheap prices, okay, now you're basically giving away, you're really giving away free money. Like if you deploy Pulse here and you go back to the top one day, just the top, you get a 14x. Just imagine one day it goes high enough to get 22x on your Pulse. That's 10 million Pulse becomes 220 million. But that's if they give you down that price, right? It doesn't have to. We don't know if they give you down that price, okay? That's why it just depends on these ratios. You just get to see if things cheap or not. It might be the next crash. Don't forget, Bitcoin breaking the all-time high is like the big giant catalyst. That's how you might find happens. Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, PulseChain then screams to the all-time high, and then everybody starts going, oh, what's on the rest of the ecosystem? What are they other building out there? Now, pDAI has one of the funniest narratives as well. World's first future stablecoin. On its Pulse ratio, it is still cheap. It's the same chart here. Going up to the top is like an 8x. So we still see the same things with these narratives here and there, but I want to remind you, two friends, like not all the coins have pulled back. For example, here is Teddy Bear still sitting around the high. Which is a funny chart, man. Like this is absolutely insane. Look at this pullback. Same as Tangang as well. Okay, you also have 9-inch and Porplib. A lot of these basically in the same story. You have to put them on the pulse ratio just to see if there's anything you can participate in. Now, final word for you. All right, what I've noticed is because it's Bitcoin halving year and people have more of like a frenzy for altcoins, when your friend Somi puts a chart and draws something and we're not even anywhere near it, right? We're still quite a while to crash into it. When I do that and I post on Twitter, I'll notice the next day there was a doji wick up. So a lot of people, what they're doing is they're watching my Twitter and they're like, oh, somebody likes this coin. But they didn't read the tweet at all. Now, I want to ask you guys, should I, please let me know in the comment section, friends, should I like not talk about it at all? But let me finish what I'm going to tell you. Because you can't cheat markets and cycles, friends. I don't impact anything, okay? You know that doji that you think reverses the trend? It actually doesn't reverse the trend. It gets sold back down. So let me show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a coin. I didn't speak about this, but I'm just going to show you Blast, for example. Right, Blast. Let's put it on this. So what would happen is, let's say it's going up, and what I'll draw is, I'll draw my little target here for you. Let's say I have a target to buy down here. And I'll show this, right? I'll show like, okay, you know, like from the top, this is like 90%. It is what it is. I'm just using an example. What I will notice is, let's say I put the chart here. This happened for like 2 coins. I've got which ones they were, but like 2 coins. What happens is, I'll post it here, and I'm like, you know what? You still have, and let's look at this distance. You still have like, let's do this. You still got a 60% drop to go. Nowhere near a buy zone. What I'll see is that the candle will go up like this, right? But then what happens is the next day, it will actually fade down. So if we draw what it looks like, it goes up and then it comes back down and it actually continues lower. So you now get to see this is what happens towards the beginning of a bear market with other scum institutions. When they want to exit their altcoins, they release good news to Cointelegraph and everything else. I've seen it happen with NEAR, happen with all these other VC unlocks. They'll release good news and everything's turning on the way down. Then there's like retailers get it up just a tiny bit and that's the exit pump. And they're selling down into it. You can't cheat these cycles, friends. These cycles are more powerful than that. So I am watching Blast, by the way, as well. It's like the Elon Musk coin. I think Ian and Mr. B Roots like a shout out to both of them as well. I think they like it. I was just waiting. I know, like, you got to remember when it came out, it's the same thing every time, right? When we're up here, I'll just show you. Just got to remind you because, yeah, when we're up here doing this chart, everybody zooms in and they go, oh, we're going to blast off. You see that? But what happens next? Yeah, we're going down, okay? What price is this from the top? Minus 70%. Probably the same for the pulse ratio because it hasn't moved. Oh, wow, the pulse ratio is actually less. So you can see this, friends, down 67%. See this wick here? I don't know. I'm just drawing rectangles pretty much. Just guessing here. I just want to get a cheap price. That's it. I want to get a cheap price. Maybe it comes back down. There's a rounded bottom. So just showing you something cool, right? I got to see, wow. When I'm looking at something, other people look at it too. But the lazy people will FOMO and then they'll get dumped on. So I'm thinking, wow, I don't feel sorry for them. No. If you don't want to read my posts, move along, okay? If you don't want to put time and attention to this, if you don't want to go to attention to detail, if you don't want to watch all my videos, okay, I don't care. No one cares, okay? This is it. This is a game. You buy low, sell high. I've given instructions. I can't possibly get everybody on board because I know, man, there's a fade off. Not everyone can keep their attention span in here and there. Everyone's on TikTok playing with their willy, eating jelly beans. I get it. That's why if you're 90% core, you don't have to touch any of these. But at the end of the day, altcoins are still strong. PulseChain still doing well. PulseChain, PulseX, the numbers are still well. It's just, but look, we need a higher Ethereum to continue strong. We need ETH BTC to continue showing love. We need PulseChain Speed to keep showing love. We need things to come back and turn around. But really, we just need time. That's it. We just need time. You go to the 4-year cycle. How much time do we need? Well, it's warm up alt season here. We just need Bitcoin to break the all-time high. You need to remain my friend. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.